passionate people. Welcome to Vegan News. Tons of stories today, so let's get to it. Well-known billionaire and titan Richard Branson has made a quote-unquote bold prediction about the future of food, according to the article in Forbes magazine. He's quoted in the very beginning of the article as saying, "I believe that in 30 years or so, we will no longer need to kill any animals and that all meat will either be clean or plant-based, taste the same, and also be much healthier for everyone." This comes on the heels of Branson recently backing the new $17 million round of venture capitalism for Memphis Meats, a company that is seeking to change the food landscape forever by introducing affordable lab-grown cultured meats to the market. He sits alongside such company as Bill Gates and many other billionaire investors. Branson doesn't describe himself as a vegan, but he did give up meat back in 2014. That's the extent of what I could find on the issue. And me personally, I think it's going to be a lot sooner than the 30 years. We're probably looking at between 10 and 20 years everywhere, and is the way that things are done. Some recent shocking footage has come out of a salmon farm, and really it's not that shocking to any of us vegans. We've already seen a lot of these kind of things. I'm not going to show any of the footage on the show. If you're interested, you can find it linked down below in the video. I do not want to put this on the show. It shows disfigured and very unhealthy deformed fish in these tanks. If you don't know what the condition for factory farming is for fish, it's as bad, if not worse, than that of the land mammals currently being produced in the CAFO system. Chief George Kwok's sister from the Lac Quiltock Nation, it's a native tribe in Canada. He traveled to multiple salmon farms putting together this footage and showing the unbelievable horrors behind the scenes. His footage caught the attention of marine biologist and activist Alexandra Morton, who had this to say: "I've been at this for at least 25 years, very, very intensively, and I've never seen footage like this. I made the point in the film, this isn't one farm, it is all of them." In the footage, again, it's very disturbing if you have any empathy at all for others. There are blind, emaciated fish swimming in their own feces, disfigurement again, like I said, and apparently sea lice exists and most were infected with it. So I learned something new today, and so did you. I didn't know sea lice was a thing, but apparently all the fish at the farms had sea lice. So that's horrifying. Let's go ahead and move on. Hampton Creek is at it again. Here we are talking about them. I talk about them a lot, which is good. Sometimes, not always. But this time it's kind of good. I'll let you wait and figure it out. Hampton Creek is in discussions to have partnerships with large global meat companies. Their hope is to license out their new cultured meat product to these companies, which would give them the money they need to continue growing their enterprise, especially after the loss of Target. And with the price of these cultured meats coming down to about $3 to $4 a pound under Memphis Meats, and that isn't even a full-scale production yet, we're looking at things probably being down close to $1 a pound on the wholesale end, and they'll be able to sell it at an even cheaper price to consumers, undercutting the traditional murder methods, which is incredible and a reason to support it as long as they're not hurting others like they say they are. But that's an argument ongoing in the vegan community, and that's not what this video is about. Again, check out the links down below or up above, wherever, if you're on Facebook. And in our story of the day, you're not going to believe this title. It's pretty crazy. 2 dairy farm workers died drowned in a poo pit, a poo pond. I'm not exactly sure what you're going to call it. The pond was made up of a thick slurry of manure, of feces, and it was much like quicksand. The most recent death was of Mexican native and immigrant farm worker Navarro Munez. As he was going along, his tractor tipped over and threw him into the poo slurry, poo pond, and another worker actually jumped in to try and save him, but it was too late. He disappeared underneath, and there was no way for him to swim out or get traction on anything, and he actually asphyxiated to death, drowned on the poop, on the feces. A fire department later recovered his body, and the autopsy did confirm it was asphyxiation on poop. The article describes it as a loose, liquid-like substance. The deaths have rattled Idaho, where this death and some others took place, has rattled their immigrant communities and the farms as a whole. These deaths reveal the horrid conditions that most people don't know about that these farms, not just not just the animals, but also the human workers themselves go through on a daily basis. A lot of times, these stories are swept under the rug when we don't even find them. The vast majority of consumers don't even know that there are hog lagoons, dairy poo lagoons, and all of this sort of thing as runoff that comes through the grates of these large production farms. And if you think you're going to buy local and everything will be okay, that's not true either, because that can't sustain any of us, and that harms the environment too. And immigrant workers are used in that, and of course, the most important thing is the animals are harmed as well. There is no way of getting around the exploitation, the environmental disaster, the pain and the suffering of everyone involved. The only answer is to go vegan. That's everything, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll see you again tomorrow. Don't really have any extra news. If you're watching this on YouTube, I just recently uploaded my tour of the farm sanctuary, and that should be going live right after this. Gene Bauer's Farm Sanctuary. And that should be going live right after I'm done with this video, or possibly before. All right, guys, thank you so much. Love you. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Later.